What's up, everyone? Eli here, Internet's second tiredest music teacher, coming back from spring break. So, easing back into things with a re-yap video. I'm going to talk about this track that I've been meaning to come back to. It's by I Wrestled a Bear Once. I think they kind of fall into metalcore, but also a little mathcore almost. I'm not 100% sure. But the replacement lead singer and one of the guitarists broke off to form Spirit Box. And I'm not going to try and remember names right now because we're recording at 5:14 in the morning. And my brain's just not going to be there. So, but the track is called Karate Nipples, and it's off of the album Ruining It for Everybody. And that dropped June 21st, 2011. So this track is 15 years old in 2 months. So I dig it a whole bunch. I think it has one of the smoothest transitions into a breakdown I've ever heard. And I absolutely love it. It's one of my top songs. I think a couple years running. But anyway, with that, as far as I know, it's only an audio recording of the track. There's no music video. So we're just going to give it a listen, and I'm going to stop here and there, talk about it. It's going to be great. Yeah. So right off the bat, what I really like about this is they use a lot of dissonance in their music, and I think that's a super cool thing to do, especially since we really try to more typically consume music that is a lot more harmonic and generally, I guess, pleasing to the ear. And they really embrace this idea of dissonance, and they have a couple great tracks that really emphasize that. And it really pushed my boundaries when I was in college, listening to this and kind of digesting that and getting a more rounded experience with this kind of music. So I think it's super cool. And then we've got this super nice transition into a smooth part, and then we're going into another change here. So this will be our second changeover of the track, only 40 seconds in. Yeah, that transition going from about 40 seconds in to this like smooth, I don't know, like a kind of not quite jazz, but a really interesting kind of like floating pattern where everything's toned down and just groovy, and there's a little more electronic going on there. Every time. I think it's such a great transition there. Anyway, pushing forward. Yeah, so let's go back and check out that transition. And what we're thinking about is when we listen to music, usually it's a series of expectations and resolutions, and with your brain being trained into those patterns of expecting something and then correctly guessing what is expected leads us to get those sort of endorphin hits like I guess dopamine. Think, don't quote me 100% because it's early, but we are set up to expect something happening here. And then, for me at least, while it's not exactly what I would be expecting, I guess, the way that they convey that transition into this breakdown is just so smooth. It's so clean, and my brain just like loses it every single time. I just think it's so well done. It's so well written. Let's check that one more time. Yeah. Oh man, I just love it so much. Getting to talk about how the brain reacts to all that stuff, I think it's just so much fun. So let's talk about it. Like I said, I just think it's really cool how we navigate these series of expectations and correct assumptions, and then your brain just latches onto that and it makes everything so perfect. And as long as it's done in a way that isn't too formulaic, your brain continues to get a nice little surprise from that and then continue seeking that out. So, as long as you're continuing to listen to music that is similar, but not formulaic, not copy paste, same thing, same time, same setup, then it really makes for an enjoyable experience. And that's what we're really looking for. So the way that they ease into this second transition of style and come through with that into a breakdown just so smoothly, I think it's just fantastic. Fantastic writing all around. It's my top track, 100%. So, yeah, I can't get enough of it every time. And I am grateful. I think I saw them junior year of college. So that would have been 2012, maybe 2011. Um, I would have had to have been 2012. Yeah, because I had this album. So I'm just glad I had a chance to see him once. I wish I had a chance to see him again, but we'll see if they ever come back with a reunion tour. But with Courtney LaPlante being in Spirit Box now and Spirit Box blowing up the way they do, I don't know if that's really gonna ever happen. So yeah. Anyway, if you like this kind of content, you want to see more stuff like this, always feel free to hit the thumbs up button down there. Leave a comment if you have any thoughts one way or the other, and ring that bell for notifications. I know I said it was going to be consistent and then I took a week off, but it was spring break and I don't have a great place to set up temporary at my house. So that's mostly why. But I was also just like vegetable sleeping everywhere. So, um, yeah, with that, internet's second tiredest music teacher, this is Elon out.